What's up, gamers? Brian from Island Delver Gaming here, and for today, we are very excited to have our first look of the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth starter kit. Let's unbox this bad boy and see what is inside. So first and foremost, it comes with a very beautiful box. The packaging is actually foiled. So it comes with 2 decks ready to play, and at the back side it's still foiled. So welcome to the Fellowship. Experience the epic story of Lord of the Rings like you've never seen it before. Gear up for your first games with 2 Lord of the Rings themed decks, each with 4 rare cards and 1 foil mythic rare. And codes for you and a friend to receive them in MTG Arena. Oh, that's very cool. I'll give that away to the first viewers. The interactive online tutorial will take you through all the basics, and then the forces of Middle-earth will be yours to command. Wow, that's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's open up this bad boy. So how do I open this? There's no... Okay, I think I'll open it here on the side. Okay, we got that. So here's our 2 decks. Then we have, oh, the deck box are pretty nice. So one of the deck box is for the Frodo. Is Frodo with the ring. Okay, both deck boxes are of the same. And there's a ring and the Planeswalker logo. Let's put that aside. Then it also comes with a starter kit play guide. Okay, that's pretty cool. Just quickly explanation of magic, game actions, play area. Oh, that's pretty nice. Parts of the turn. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you also will receive the starter kit play guide. Then with the decks, here are the decks. Let's start with the Sauron Lidless Eye deck first. How do you open this? Okay, it comes here. So first, let's just put this aside for a little bit. Okay, so first is the Sauron Lidless Eye deck. So first, this is your legendary Sauron the Lidless Eye. Very nice foiling here. When Sauron the Lidless Eye enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. Then you can pay 3. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Each opponent loses 2 life. Wow, that's pretty cool. 5 to cast, 4/4 legendary creature, Avatar Horror. Just put that aside. Then, okay, I assume this is the code. Let's just open this quickly. Okay, there's a pull tab. Just put that aside. Okay, first card is Golem. Golem Scheming Guide. Legendary creature, Halfling Horror. So whenever Golem Scheming Guide attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put them back in any order, then choose land or non-land. An opponent guesses whether the top card of your library is the chosen kind. Reveal that card. If they guessed right, remove Golem from combat. Otherwise, you draw a card and Golem can't be blocked this turn. Oh, okay. So Golem is a 2-drop 2/1. Next is the Witch King. Witch King, Bringer of Ruin. It's a 6-drop 5/3 flying. legendary creature Wraith Noble. So when Witch King, Bringer of Ruin attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature with the least power among creatures they control. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, next we have Fires of Mount Doom. It's a legendary enchantment for 3 that whenever it enters the battlefield deals 2 damage to target creature an opponent controls, then destroy all equipments attached to that creature. Wow, that's nice. And it has an activated ability wherein you pay 3, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you play a card this way, it deals 2 damage to each player. Oh, pretty cool. Next, we have the Balrog. Interesting. Flame of Udun. It's a 5-drop, 7/7 trample. Legendary creature, Avatar Demon. Whenever a legendary creature an opponent controls dies, put the Balrog Flame of Udun on the bottom of its owner's library. Ah, I see. Okay. So those are our 4 rares. Then for the rest of the deck, we have Goblin Assailant, 2 to cast, 2/2, no abilities. We have 3 copies of Goblin Assailant. Then we have Easterling Vanguard, 2-drop, 2/1, that whenever this dies, amass Orcs 1. So it's a new ability similar to the one in War of the Sparks. Basically, to amass Orcs, you put a +1/+1 counter on an army you control. It's also an Orc. If you don't control an army, create a 0/0 black Orc army token creature first. Okay, so we have two copies of that. Oh, Feed the Swarm. There's a reprint. I really love this card. So Feed the Swarm, 2-drop, sorcery. Destroy target creature or enchantment that opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. So black enchantment removal here. Oh, you get 2 copies of Feed the Swarm. Next, we have Dunland Cribane. It's a 3-drop bird horror. It has flying, and whenever this enters the battlefield, amass Orcs 2. Okay, so I would assume this is a strategy is a mass. So you have 2 copies of that. Okay, Mordor Trebuchet. 3-drop, 1/4. It's an artifact creature wall. It has defender, and whenever you attack with 1 or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. That's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at end of combat. So you have two copies of that as well. So it's nice that they've given us multiple copies of a card. So Snarling Warg, another common from the new set. So 4-drop 3/4 menace. As long as you control a goblin or orc, this gets +1/+0. Only 1 copy of that. Shalob's Ambush, 1 to cast, instant. Target creature gets +1/+2 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Create a food token. Okay. Only 1 copy of that as well. Next is Nasty End. Instant, additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. If the sacrificed creature was legendary, draw 3 cards instead. Okay. Next we have Gothmog Morgul Lieutenant. 4-drop 3/3, legendary creature, human soldier. When this enters the battlefield, amass Orcs 1, then creature tokens you control have Death Touch. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, next we have Voracious Fell Beast, 4/4 Drake Beast. Flying, and whenever this enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Then create a food token for each creature sacrificed this way. Okay. And we have Swarming of Moria. 3 to cast sorcery, create a treasure token, then amass orcs 2. One copy of that. 4 to cast 4/4 trample. Olog High Crusher. It's a troll soldier and can't block unless you control a goblin or orc. Then I guess that's not a problem for this deck because we are amassing orcs many times. Okay, you have 2 copies of that. Then Oliphant. So it's a 6-drop 6/4 trample. When this attacks, another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Mountain Cycling 1. Then we have next Cast into the Fire. It's a 2-drop instant. Choose one. Deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creature, or we exile target artifact. Next we have Fire of Orthanc. It's a 4 to cast sorcery. Destroy target artifact or land. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. Okay, so this can be your combat trick to disable your opponent's blockers for that final swing. Okay, next we have Goblin Fire Leaper. It's a Goblin Warrior. Pay 2. This gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Then when this dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Okay. Okay, next is Grishnak, Brash Instigator. 3 to cast 1/1. When enters the battlefield, amass orcs 2. When you do, until end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. I was able to use this in the early access sealed event. Okay, next we have Forays of Orcs. 4 to cast sorcery. Okay, amass orcs 2. When you do, Foray of Orcs deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the amassed army's power. Wow, okay. We have 2 copies of this. Okay, next we have Mahor Uruk-hai Captain. 2 to cast 2/2 Menace, legendary creature, orc soldier. So if one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an army, goblin or orc you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Okay. So you have 1 copy of that. Then next is Ugluk of the White Hand, 4 to cast 3/3 legendary creature, orc soldier. So there's a lot of legendary creatures here in these precons. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If that creature was a goblin or orc, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Ugluk instead. Oh, Mind Stone is a reprint here. Pretty cool card. A new artwork, a new border. 2 to cast artifact. Tap, add 1 mana, pay 1, sacrifice to draw a card. Evolving Wilds. Oh, pretty nice border here. Another reprint. Sacrifice this, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap. 4 playset of Evolving Wilds. Nice. Then these are basic lands. We have 11 swamps and 11 mountains. The artworks are pretty cool though. And the border is actually nice. The card quality is pretty cool too. So I really like this. So food tokens. Oh, it has something. Ballistic Boulder and Orc Army. And food tokens. And okay, this is for the first viewer. I'll give this away. Let me know in the comment section below if you do redeem this successfully. Okay, I think it's one arena code per deck. So that's our Sauron deck. Next, we have the Aragorn and Arwen Wed. So pretty cool card here. The foiling looks absolutely cool. Mythic foil Aragorn and Arwen Wed. So it's a 6-drop, 3/6 vigilance, legendary creature, human elf noble. Okay, whenever Aragorn and Arwen Wed enters the battlefield or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Wow, that's pretty cool. You gain 1 life for each other creature you control. Wow, very nice effect right there. So for the deck, it's just so first card, legendary creature Frodo, Determined Hero. Very nice to see here. Very nostalgic. 2 to cast 2/2, legendary creature Halfling Warrior. Whenever Frodo, Determined Hero, enters the battlefield or attacks, you may attach target equipment you control with mana value 2 or 3 to Frodo. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Frodo. Wow, Frodo is pretty cool. Okay, next is Gandalf, White Rider. Now I'm smiling. These are very well-loved characters here and very happy to see them in these decks. Gandalf is 4 to cast 3/3, legendary creature Avatar Wizard. Vigilance, whenever you cast a spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn, then scry 1. Then when this dies, you may put it into the owner's library 5th from the top. Okay. Next is Galadriel, Gift Giver. The cards look amazing. 5-drop 4/4, Elf Noble, legendary creature again. When this enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 1, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature, create a food token, or create a treasure token. Bilbo's Ring. Very nice. Legendary artifact for 3, it's an equipment. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature has hexproof and can't be blocked. Okay. Whenever equipped creature attacks alone, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Equip Halfling 1. Regular equip is 4. So those are our rares. Knight of the Keep, 3 to cast 3/2, no abilities. You have 2 copies of that. Then we have Westfold Rider, 2 to cast 3/1, Human Knight. Sacrifice, destroy target artifact or enchantment, activate only as a sorcery. We have 1 copy of that card. Eastmark Cavalier, 2 to cast 2/2, Vigilance. When this deals damage to a goblin or orc, destroy that creature. Next is East Farthing Farmer, 3 to cast 2/3, Halfling Peasant. When this enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each food you control. Okay. Next is Protector of Gondor, 4 to cast 3/3, Human Soldier. When Protector of Gondor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white Human Soldier token. You have 2 copies of that. The artwork looks amazing on this set, and the border is really nice. Jundane Blade. 2-drop artifact equipment. Equip creature gets +2/+1. Equip human for 1. And regular equip is 3. Second Breakfast, the next card. 3 to cast instant. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 until end of turn. Create a food token. Okay. Rosy Cotton of South Lane. Another legendary creature here. 3 to cast 1/1. When this enters the battlefield, create a food token. Then whenever you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosy. Banishing Light reprint here. New artwork. Again, loving the artwork. 3-drop enchantment. Enters the battlefield. Exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. You have 2 copies of Banishing Light for this deck. Next is Landroval Horizon Witness. 5-drop 3/4 legendary Bird Noble. Flying. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. For some green cards, 2 to cast 2/2 here for Mushroom Watchdogs. Creature dog, sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. 2 copies of Mushroom Dogs. Woe's Pathfinder. It's a 2 to cast 1/1 Human Shaman. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Then you can pay 7. Another target creature gets +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. Next is Bag and Porter. 4-drop 4/4. When this attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. 2 copies of that as well. Generous Ant is the next card. 6-drop 5/7, Tree Folk. Reach, and whenever it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Many Partings. 1 to cast sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it onto your hand, then shuffle, create a food token. 2 copies of Many Partings here. Next is an equipment, 3 to cast, Galadhrim Bow. Flash, when this enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature you control, untap that creature. Equip creature gets +1/+2 and has reach, then equip 2. Next is Meriadoc Brandybuck. 2 to cast 2/2 legendary creature halfling citizen. Whenever 1 or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. Oh, okay, very cool. Next is Peregrine Took. 3 to cast 2/3 legendary creature, again halfling citizen. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. Oh, there's a lot of this plus more tokens effects here in the deck. I really like this green-white deck as well. Next is To the Connies. 3 to cast instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control, then create a food token. Butterbur Bree Innkeeper. Legendary creature again, human peasant. 4 to cast 3/3. The beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food token, create a food token. Oh, that's nice. Sorry. Shire Terrace here. Add 1 mana to your mana pool, then pay 1, sacrifice this, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So you have 2 copies of Shire Terrace. Grey Pelt Refuge. Enters the battlefield, tap, then you gain 1 life. Then can tap for a green or white mana. We have 2 copies of Grey Pelt Refuge in this deck. Next are basic lands. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 forest. And 11 plains. The artworks are very nice. So food token and treasure token here. Food token and human soldier. Then giveaway again. So the first viewers redeem this Aragorn and Arwen Wed deck in MCG Arena. Let me know if you have successfully redeemed this. So that's it for this opening. A very nice precon, very nice starter kit here. I think it's worth buying if you guys just want to have fun with friends with the new Lord of the Rings set. The main characters that we see in the books and movies are in this deck. Gandalf, Frodo, so Aragorn, Arwen, then Sauron, Golem, so Fires of Mount Doom, the Balrog versus Gandalf. I'd like to see that as well. So I think that's it for the video. Thank you very much for staying here with me. It was a very fun unboxing and very happy. The card quality are very nice actually, and the colors are very cool. The border is also very nice. Artwork is spot on for this set. So yeah, I think it's a very fun product. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.